Flogcast may occasionally contain explicit content that makes it not safe for work or for minors. It also doesn't provide an excuse to use the same words on Bay 13. Normal Big Footy rules still apply.
Alright, so this is the Flogcast for the first week of finals. The shit dumper from Richmond, Starburns, is here, and I'm joined by the Mayor of East Geelong, Teach.
Honk, honk.
The number one fan of Hawthorn's Power Ranger, Guernsey, Penal.
Hi there, hi there. Oh, I'm echoing.
Mr. Moral Victory from St Kilda, Cooksen.
That was a terrible bird sound, Teach.
Fresh from the bravest loss of the year from the bravest club in the competition, Collingwood, we have Morgan Ashley.
Hola.
Everyone's favourite Jamestown Herdite, Haduken.
Hello, and VJ Knight, Aston Villa and Sunderland, 2-2. Man City 2, Watford 0, Southampton 3, Norwich City 0, Liverpool 0, West Ham 3, Tottenham and Everton 0-0 draw, Swansea beat Manchester United 2-1. Enjoy the soccer.
Crapping on about
How's
shit.
the soccer going? Well, there's the answer.
Yeah.
And finally from North, we have Dan.
Hello.
I love it. You just say finally from North because no one really gives a shit about North.
Let's go with Gu or Tears. Who wants to go first?
I've got Guru.
I'll bring the tears.
Just calm down, Penal. My Guru's more important. My Guru, this is something that would never be uttered on any film or podcast before. It's for Mitch Robinson.
Please refer to him as Mitch Rubbish Bin.
He's no longer the rubbish bin. He kicked the goal that gave Carlton the spoon. That deserves enough credit. From at least the rubbish bin to at least the dumpster.
And it guarantees the X's win, does it?
Yes.
Well, not really, because I don't think Carlton got to the 52 points they needed anyway.
It's guaranteed them the spoon greater roles. So,
It
Mitch
has.
Robinson, kudos.
Take a bow, Rubbish Bin. You're the man. Would he
And
be
also-
Brisbane's greatest pickup this year?
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably given them more than Beams.
He's been the best pickup of the year, purely on that one kick alone.
For Brisbane.
He's given the most lols in the entire X's thread due to the fact that he was the least footballer of all the X's to have left.
Him and Greek.
No, Grig's our seventh best player now, and he's become quite good. He leads the tackles at Richmond. There's a thread on the Richmond board. But yes, Penal, you had tears, and this is like seeing a unicorn, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I've got tears for round 23. The entire thing. Like, it was just a waste of time, I thought. I know there were some decent games, the best of them obviously being the one that handed Carlton the spoon, but most of the games, at least involving the top teams, I mean, there were the blatant tanks involving North and Freo, and then there was the games West Coast, Sydney, and of course Hawthorn, where we were just hoping no injuries and all the players got through, and unfortunately all of these games had some unfortunate injuries. So I really think the AFL needs to do something and get that conference system going where the top 6 teams play each other in the last 6 weeks, just so there's something to fucking play for and you're just not praying for the siren halfway through the first quarter.
It's gotten crazy with the amount of not tanking, managing, whatever the fuck they're calling it. Even Purple Barrett was having a crack at him about it.
I'm so outraged.
Oh, what are you
I mean-
so sooky about?
We're sorry, Dan.
He's sucky he didn't get his strawberry Big M this week.
Does anyone else want to offer some tears or some goo?
I got good.
I think-
go for Geelong's victory over Adelaide. They bitch playing during the week about integrity and fairness and things like that when they put on that shitty performance down at the Cattery. They could have had a home final if they won.
Yeah.
Stiff shit.
I got goo for our retiring heroes.
Oh.
Cal,
Oh,
You liked it this week.
You are
Stokesy,
You are so fickle.
and Stevie J. They were just, shut up, bitch. They were all great, and it was sad. It was sad to see them go, and they might go to another club, but we'll see what happens.
Why'd you guys send them off then? If
You're
carrying
sad
off
to
the
see him
ground,
go and they play
they're
well.
not- It was just all
Well, they see
big
that.
wank fest.
No, they're seeing that North like picking up useless old fucks, so they think, let's get that sweet draft picks from free agency.
And you're not going to get any compo for Stevie J.
No, I know, but like I told you, I don't run the fucking club.
You wanted him gone anyway. You were booting him out the door.
Oh,
Cheers,
last week it was get fucked, retire, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And now it's please let me carry you out. Fuck off, Teach.
Nah, they all need to go anyway.
Who else?
So
Me, I've got goo.
You've got goo.
Yeah, as of 8:16 p.m. according to
you
this
fucking
article.
lost.
Cunt, I'm so sick of you. Seriously, I am
Teach,
fucking
shut
voting
the-
you off the
Shut
island.
the fuck up, Teach, you discourteous bag of pickled dicks.
Thank
Yes,
you,
I
Penal.
still have the insult generator open.
I have goo for the article I'm reading on
Hey,
the
Morgs,
AFL website. Shut
don't you
up.
hate it when Don't you hate it when someone interrupts you when you're talking?
The article states Trelaw wants out star midfielder to nominate Pies as preferred club.
You're gonna
Goo
lose the
everywhere.
While we're all
Oh,
drafting, I have
get
tears
out.
because Matthew
Change
Lee.
the
Please,
sea.
I will pick up his bags and deliver them wherever they need to go. Get the fuck out.
And to that I say, get the fuck out of Bay 13.
While we're on recruiting shit, I have tears because apparently we're in for Jake Carlisle, and that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, no, guess what? Welcome to Essendon, Harley Penal. Thanks very much, because that whole now we're trading it. It's like, fine, have Carlisle, have our second round pick. Hell, have Dempsey and Melksham. I don't care. Just, we'll take
Melksham's
Penal.
You can't take the captain.
What?
Haduken didn't listen last week, obviously. Did you say Harley Penal was you goo?
Oh, no, my pick was the bouncer that got in a fight with him because, yeah, he's out and there's a pretty good chance he'll wind up at Essendon.
Apparently he's coming to us because of the whole culture thing, I guess.
Oh, how long before he ends up like Dale Garlett with
Yeah,
Hodgie looking
exactly.
after him?
Yeah, well, they said that he wouldn't get suspended if he behaved like that at Hawthorn, so that's why it's going there.
Not a backline player though, Penal. So why would you be picking him up?
I heard that he also coloured outside the lines on his colouring book, and so that was the clincher that got him out.
Smokes are expensive though, and he did knock it out of his hand. Like,
Crayons are expensive.
Man, the bouncer was probably smoking near a no smoking sign, and Penal, being the respectful, courteous citizen that he was, decided to just slightly tap it out of his
you know
hand.
what? He's an elite athlete. He doesn't need to be around that kind of shit. No wonder he
Yeah.
knocked it out of his hand.
Exactly. Harley was looking out for his health, and that is the kind of awareness for one's well-being that would go so well at Essendon.
Yeah, exactly. Willing to stand up for oneself, being able to say, no, not around me. I'm sorry. I won't put
And
up.
because they're getting rid of Zaharakis, they need somebody to stand up and say no.
We have our cocaine injected.
I'll go last, and mine is similar to Dan's. I have tears for all the sooking over the last week, starting with the North sooking, which ultimately was very lolsy when the Crows couldn't get the job done when a spot ended up opening up, but all the sooking over that, and the sooking since, which I'm sure Morgs will appreciate, over the Bulldogs playing their final at the MCG.
I was going to have Goo for that, actually. Goo for the AFL.
In the words of Suze, get over it.
You wicked bitch.
Oh, it is so funny. Like, they let Geelong play a home game at Skilled Stadium, but they won't let the Dogs play a home game at Etihad.
There's fucking no good reason to do it. It's all home
I
ground.
just understand why the Dogs
So
are
good.
complaining. I'm in St Kilda, Etihad tenant, same size as the Dogs, probably a bit bigger.
You played
Like,
all your finals at the G except the last one.
Yeah, Kangaroos, every fucking final at the G. Carlton, finals at the G. Essendon, finals at the G.
But Fifey, you know what this means, right? It
Essendon
just
has to
means
be
that
in
the-
a final first.
No, it just means that the big Melbourne MCG clubs like Collingwood, Richmond, and Hawthorn are going to have to host home games at Etihad to make up for it. And that's what we don't like about it, because they have their certain minimum big game quota or something. That means our
We haven't
home
played
games...
more than one there for like years.
Yeah, no, but you shouldn't have to play any there. That's the point. And you keep getting shifted there because the AFL refused to play finals there. Look, I understand if you're not going to shift Collingwood or Richmond or Hawthorn to Etihad in a final, but you should should play the Dogs there because it means less fixturing headaches next year.
They can send Melbourne there
No.
because they finally got a win.
No, you know what? This is
Oh,
what
sweat.
happens when you create a mentality amongst a club where you pander to their needs and where you give them everything that they want and you support them and you prop them up. They think that
Yeah,
they're
they're all-
entitled to be looked after all the time. Harden up.
So
They're
you
a bit
cunt.
disappointed because they want the seagulls shitting in their bathwater.
So basically, like Melbourne, entitled and
It's not just
always
that.
reaching for the handouts.
I don't know why I was actually listening to SEN today, and the number of supporters ringing up going, "It's not fair. They get all this stuff. It's our turn to be equalised." It's fuck's sake.
Fucking give me MCG finals. What part of that sentence does not sound fucking awesome?
You're going to have to play there a week later against a better opponent if you get through. You may as well be prepared.
But a
This is
packed
not what
house
they
at
want.
Etihad is a better example than a less than half full MCG. And I don't
No.
believe this shit about the fucking they're going to get 60,000 to the MCG.
No,
they're going
they're
to get
just saying that.
45 max. Yeah, they're going to get 45 max. Calling it now, and it would be better atmosphere at Etihad.
The point
Also,
of the
it's-
game is you want to play on the biggest stage in front of the biggest crowd possible. The biggest stage is the MCG. That is the mecca. You play finals there. Harden up, you fucking self-entitled pricks.
Let's go to the games. And speaking of the Dogs and having things handed to them, blah, blah, blah. Their loss to the Bryans at the Gabba. No wonder they want to play at Etihad there. Scared of potentially being out in the elements. You know, a bit of sun. It was warm, apparently.
It was 21 degrees. They must not have the heater on that high at Etihad when the Dogs
They
play.
melted.
I've
Tell you what, it was a bloody shootout. That was goal after goal after goal.
I have a question. Why didn't the Bulldogs receive any heat for resting players in this game? Didn't they rest like 4 or 5 senior players?
They rested like Murphy and Morris and
So they
someone
rested
else
all
old.
of their
Only Boyd, I
senior
think.
players.
They rested the only old players they have.
But that's okay because they're the Dogs.
They didn't rest fucking Cunnington or
Because
someone.
they
They-
don't have
they-
they don't have a Cunnington. They have 4 old players and 63 young ones. Either everyone's allowed to do it or no one's allowed to do it.
I don't have a problem with resting if you're in finals. I don't care. I think it probably does make an impact if the eight's not settled, but it was, you know, as to who could get in. Once you're in, you got to win through anyway.
There were some interesting stats. Tom Rockcliffe, 6 inside 50s. Fair effort.
Career high.
Disposal,
I was going to say,
disposal efficiency.
played the greatest game of his career, cost them the #1 draft pick.
Leadership.
Disposal of efficiency, 77%. I mean, a decent
Amazing.
game by his standards.
Yeah,
With
no
the
doubt.
Leuenberger and Cruiser talks, it's potentially cost them picks 1 and 2, and now they're going to get 3 and 4 instead.
Rockcliffe can't even play well at the right time.
It's a thing of beauty, really.
Even when he dominates, he fucks it up.
And he managed to chase Jack Redden out too.
Didn't he kick
Yeah.
4 goals and play really well, Jack Redden?
No, Jed Adcock kicked 4 goals. The other guy they've kicked out.
Well, apparently Redden and Rockcliffe are best mates.
Yes, that'd be right. It must be a money thing because it's not like Brisbane don't have any cap space.
Well,
No, they're
maybe
probably
they
not spending it.
paid St. Beams $4 million for nothing.
Mitch Robinson's going to need a new contract.
They could give him all of Christensen's money. It's a shame Adcock's 29. I'd like to see him go on somewhere else. North would take him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Norfolk
you
taken.
just want to fucking add cock to everything.
Oh, coming from you. He's a defender, Penal. There you go. There's your defender you can add.
Yeah, but he's not a key defender. We only
No.
fucking poach key defenders.
True, but Matthew Suckling is going to need to be
Yeah,
replaced.
Who's also screwing
he's
over
going to
Hawthorn by
Brisbane.
making them
That's-
keeping him. No, Brisbane don't want.
Nah, they're going to take him. He
They'll
fits
take
their risk
anyone.
profile
No,
perfectly.
Brisbane are worried that if they take Suckling, it'll devalue any free agent pick for Lewin.
Yeah, I did consider that during the week. It's like if they took Suckling as a free agent, they might not get value for Leuenberger. Amazing, this is where we're at.
We're likely to trade Suckling potentially for Aish.
Oh, hey, is there a free agent Carlton could take that would fuck the Cruiser compo?
What, like they did with Betts and Thomas?
Yes.
Fuck them, moron. Oh, there's an article on the Perth Now website that Jed Adcock's keen to play on. So obviously, being his age, he's going to Freo.
Freo are interested in Cruiser because, you know, Charlie Dixon has called out of the Suns and apparently he's going to the Pufferfish. So once again, Freo missed out the key forward.
Well, Schultz is off to Freo then.
Yeah, but they're also interested in Cruiser because, you know, what Freo don't do forwards properly. You know, got Main playing key position. Oh, let's put Cruiser at centre half forward.
I reckon they're going to get Robbie Warnock back. Didn't he start out there?
He did start out there, and Carlton paid a ransom for him.
I probably deserve some credit for my Flog Shadama's call on Dixon going to Port Adelaide last week.
Oh, not really. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's a bit late.
Doesn't hurt to have a
yeah,
shit
it's
hipster
good,
beard
so
to play
you
at Port. He's got the shit hipster beard. Go down there with the Hoff and even Schultz sucked at it for a while.
Oh, did anyone see Johnny Butcher tearing it up in the Port game?
Did he tear it up?
No,
Yes,
he
he did.
tore it up by kicking it 20 metres sideways when he tried to have a shot at goal.
Well, let's move on to that game then if we're finished on the Bulldogs Bryans.
We were on the Bulldogs, Brian.
We started there, we weren't there in the end.
Oh.
If there's nothing else to add to it.
It's alright, no crowd was there either.
You know, it was the most entertaining thing out of the round. But yeah, Freo versus the Puffers. One last Puff finishing ninth.
Well, Port.
They were 119.
But yeah, not much more to say about that.
It was funny watching Freo get smashed in the second half, and it was funny watching John Butcher play. That was all I took out of the game.
Okay, Freo's ins, they had 11 out, granted, but some of those ins, when I saw them on the team sheet, speaking of random generators, they looked like fucking randomly generated names that you would get if you were playing an AFL PlayStation game and you played 10 years in the future and the game started just throwing, like there was an E. Hughes and a B. Smith and a...
D. Gray.
I'm not entirely unconvinced that they didn't just find these people on the street and it's like, who wants to fucking play an AFL game on Saturday? You know, come to Adelaide with us and, you know, we'll let you run around for 120 minutes and you'll go down in Fremantle club history, which of course is very short and unexciting and littered with no success.
The fucking Ross Lyon has done it, like, what, numerous times, resting everyone, and it doesn't work. And that is also an overrated shit truck of a coach, and Freo aren't going to win fucking anything.
He can't develop youth, so Fremantle are going to be in the bottom 4 in the next 3 years.
Well, especially if their youth consists of these guys they found on the street. You know, they probably played Jose.
To which we all say, fuck off, Jose, and go back to the streets.
This is what happens when they got rid of Colin Sylvia.
Anything else on that?
No. Ah, lol, Port.
Okay, speaking of Lowell Port, let's go to Collingwood's bravest loss of the year.
I don't get that end, like, umpiring decision, how the two Essendon players banged into each other. That was fucking bullshit.
It's high contact. There was a Collingwood supporter within 5 feet. Must have been the Collingwood guy.
I don't really care, it was lolsy.
Well, that was a
That's
shit
immoral.
decision.
A lot.
You hate
I
seeing a
was
game
happy.
being decided by shit decisions, but on the balance of play, Essendon were the
I think
better
it was
team.
Doss
They
that
deserved
said if
to
you watch
win
the
that
rest of the
match.
game, that last call was just irony because Collingwood got such a run with the freaking umpires.
The other thing about Short made the best comment on it from a Collingwood perspective was that the way they were crumbing, it wouldn't have been a goal anyway if it wasn't paid.
The way they were crumbing, it probably would have been an Essendon goal. They would have rebounded and just taken it
I'm
up
sorry.
to their end.
If goalie was at the bottom of that pack, it would have been a clear goal. Fucking idiot.
Clear turnover.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Apparently, De Goey is Dutch for turnover.
Goalie is to go and fuck yourself.
Penal would.
I don't need an invitation, baby.
But yeah, what else out of that game? Apparently it was a shitful standard, but it was at least reasonably high scoring and close. So
It
Yeah,
was
it was
close.
kinda-
to take that over
it was
Ross Lyon
entertaining.
and no
It's almost the
score.
highest Essendon has scored all year, except for maybe against Carlton or someone.
It was interesting because like both teams had put out like 7 or 8 first-year players or
Youth?
something. Yeah, youth. Rising star Orazia Fantasia Essendon. Thanks very much.
Hello, my name is Russell Lyon. What is a youth?
My name is Orazio. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Jesse White,
But
20
they were good.
and 2.
Oh, that'll get him picked for a whole nother year.
I know.
Get
Guess he
him
just
another
got to score
contract.
himself another contract. Well done, Jess. You fucking idiot.
This game just did not go well for you, did it?
No, and watch him dominate the preseason as well. Oh, you tricked us again. What a fucking master troll. I liked it though. I think it's entertaining. Like at times he genuinely looks like a footballer.
He does.
And then he's a giant potato. It's amazing how a man can just be so bipolar.
He's a nice guy. He's a good bloke. He's not as good of a bloke
that's
as Hodgie, but
Oh.
I like the
If
guy.
he's a good bloke, why don't you take him? You fucking... Oh, because he doesn't play back. That's why.
But yeah, nothing else on that game.
No,
Yeah.
Brave.
that's enough. No more.
It was a lovely way to finish what has been the shittest year ever. Yeah, I was happy with it.
I was glad to see Matty Egan get a win. It
Yeah,
was a shame
true.
that
Yeah.
Fletch wasn't playing. I would have loved to see Fletch get a win in his final game because
Yeah.
regardless of all the shit that's going on at Essendon,
Despite tipping Essendon last week, Tipmaster, I in reality didn't give him much chance. I thought, why don't they just play Fletcher as a sub like was mooted? It's not going to cost them the chance of winning. But obviously they did play well and Egan got a win. And yeah, unfortunately for Fletcher, he didn't.
Yeah.
It's all right. He'll get his send off in the Anzac Day parade with the other war
So
veterans.
he's got 2 premiership medals and 312 other wins. I think he'll be okay.
But it was, yeah, entertaining. And yeah, for all the shits, it was good to see Egan get a win. And you know, those Essendon players, they have had a rough year.
Oh, have they? Oh, let's give him a hug.
Well, they have. Zaharakis was talking at halftime about how they've improved these last few weeks.
What a coincidence.
Yes.
Herd goes and they improve.
No, I did note that. So they've got their clean air, however they got it.
Clean air, they don't have clean blood samples.
Well, we were going to go to Geelong Crows next, but we have teachers missing. So we'll go to, Melbourne broke the Etihad curse.
What was it, like
Well
30 odd
done.
games?
No, I don't think it was that much. It was like 18, I think, but it was a lot. Considering Melbourne don't play there that often, it was something like 8 years worth, which is absurd.
Oh, I must admit, Hogan played well that game. 3 goals.
He deserves to win the Rising Star.
Yeah, he should
Yeah,
be the rising star. I don't give a fuck about any of this Patrick Cripps. Midfielders are a dime a dozen.
Exactly.
It's been a long time since we've seen a forward make such an impression in his first year as Jesse Hogan.
At least,
He's going to be a star.
Yeah.
Cripps is a good player, but Hogan has
Hogan's
it.
something else. Look, the Rising Stars' credibility took a real hit last year when Crab Taylor beat Bontempelli based on numbers, really. And if they give it to Cripps again on the same logic, literally numbers, not...
But you can't even use the numbers excuse for Cripps because Hogan's numbers are just outstanding for a
Well,
forward.
Hogan's numbers are fantastic for a forward, but Cripps gets midfielder numbers, which everyone goos over.
Cripps is a poor man's Daniel Howe. I mean, I was watching the two of them go at it on Saturday, and, Cripps is useless compared to...
Hogan was a beast, and he should win it. It's that simple.
Yeah,
Says,
I
fuck
think Hogan,
midfielders.
just for the fact that Melbourne were able to somewhat develop a player and without fucking him up. So
A key forward at Melbourne had a year like Hogan. That degree of difficulty...
And as a 20-year-old, if they fucked Hogan up, it's closed the club, it's done, it's over.
players like Hogan are the ones that you build football teams around. No one builds a football team around a midfielder.
No one builds a team around Patrick Cripps, that's for sure. They might build one around a better midfielder like the Suns did at Nablet.
Yeah.
Oh no doubt Carlton will build a team around Patrick Cripps.
Well, they built a team around Judd, and look how that worked out for them.
Exactly right. Let's get rid of Fev and...
We did mention, though, that they had a good win, Melbourne. Hogan was a good reason to get excited. If only there were people there to see it.
Yeah, that's so disappointing.
How many people were there?
8,900 people.
I mean, just for comparison, Gold Coast Suns have not had a lower crowd than that all year. Their lowest crowd is still about 200 more
And
than
they had a
that.
piss wet day on the Gold Coast against Freo.
And just looking at the wins and losses column, they've had an even worse fucking year than
Yes,
Melbourne.
it's true. And Ablett wasn't playing either to get people through the gate.
So yeah,
But they do have BMX at halftime, and that's pretty entertaining.
So Melbourne supporters, hang your head in shame, and I have a feeling we'll be revisiting this with Thread of the Week time.
Oh, fuck off. Paul Roos might have been right, or maybe he scared them off with his positivity comments.
Nice, you don't know Jack and Benoit. They've brought the positivity back into the club. Props to them. They've done a really good job there.
There's only so much half of the supporter base can do.
Also, I think they should sack Paul Roos immediately and get Goodwin in charge.
Well, Paul Roos decided this week it was we.
Oh, finally.
Oh,
Was that after they won?
They won, so we.
just fucking quit Paul Roos. Stop being a cock-sucking money grubber.
Go back to fucking talking about Sydney like you're still there, you cockhead.
It was good to see Cross get a win this last game, even if there was no one there to see it, and he did have to
He
go
still
off the
doesn't
dust.
even know if they won or not.
Bernie Vince towed up Adam Treloar.
Oh, your new recruit.
Yeah.
So now you've got another midfielder who gets smashed by Bernie.
I feel really conflicted, but still strangely turned on.
Follow your
Yeah.
heart, follow your Bernie.
Let's move on to, the Crows made a lot of noise this week about North
Didn't they?
and integrity.
Jeez.
And
Was it
blah,
like
blah,
that?
blah. We're so sad we're not going to get our home final. Well, they went down to the Cattery and they fucked it. And the Bulldogs lost and they cost themselves a home final losing the Concerning Cats.
If they
think
worried
it's
about
just-
their own performance instead of worrying about what other sides are doing, as you say, they would have had a home final.
It just stinks of the way Eddie behaved a couple of years ago about the Fremantle Port Adelaide situation, and then we fucking lost the game anyway. Seriously, 1 week at a time, dickheads. How many times does it need to be said?
It's like fucking North got in their heads and they were too worried about North and forgot to turn up
that's-
for the game. And
they
that was the case. Like,
No.
on paper, they should have smashed Geelong by 10 goals, but they just didn't turn up and come to play because they were...
And sides have done that this year at the Cattery. Even Melbourne got a win against the Cats down at Geelong.
Adelaide have done well getting into finals, but they've pissed away any slim chance they had of winning a flag.
Morgs will debate that, but they let a golden opportunity slip.
They fisted themselves with this. Absolutely.
The position was there, and this is why you play the season out. And this was touted as the worst round ever. Well, Brisbane turned it into not just by the entertainment of it. The dominoes fell because of Brisbane turned up.
And Carlton's got the spoon,
Yeah,
which is always
Carlton got the
amusing.
spoon. The Crows look like idiots.
That's the sound of a wooden spoon.
You know, the season's not over
Congratulations,
till it's
Carlton.
over. And if you rest players or you start thinking towards next week, like the Crows clearly were, beyond their game, this is what happens.
Since you're off by 5%, you lose. it's fucking over.
Yep, but it was pretty funny to see the Geelong fans cheering Dangerfield.
Didn't they cheer? Oh, it was like he was a Geelong player already.
Well, it's really weird of them to cheer a Hawthorn player like that. I don't know what they're playing at.
If he doesn't go there next year, they're going to boo him as though it was his fault that they cheered him last time. You know, he's never
I mean, how
given
much-
an indication he was going publicly.
How much
think
cap
that's
space
why-
would you need to get Dangerfield? Let's say 750 to
I
900.
don't know. But Motlop signed, so that's a bit less than they probably thought.
Yeah, but they're fucking sending all their old guys out the door and stabbing them in the
Yeah,
back.
it's
So
like, fuck you people. Like,
that's freeing up some cap room for Dangerfield. But I mean, if he doesn't want to go there, he doesn't want to go there.
Well, that's the other thing. What if he does a Travis Boak and decides to stay?
Well, then we laugh at Geelong.
well, there's always Lockie Henderson.
They can pick Lockie Henderson up for pick fucking 10, and I probably will do that.
There's probably someone else out there who they're interested in, but I'm forgetting. Maybe they'll chase Carlisle too. Or Cruiser, because they love their injury-prone ruckman.
Who wants Seedsman? Anyone?
I'll give
Oh,
you.
don't you dare offer up Seedsman's name on the trade
Yeah,
table.
you disgust me.
It's already up, Penal.
I don't think the Bay would
Seriously,
approve it.
stop being so fucking ridiculous. He's not very good at football.
Oh, thanks, Jasny.
He won an
Okay.
Anzac medal.
Yeah.
He won an Anzac medal.
He is 1/3 the player of James Hird, who, despite being a cunt of a coach and a human being, was a good footballer.
You guys are dickheads.
He had his moments,
Yeah.
yeah. Occasional moment.
He was a very good footballer. So Seedsman is 1/3 of that.
It's not 1/3 of James Hird's football ability in any fucking universe. James Hird was a magnificent footballer and a shit person. Seedsman's the other way around.
Oh, if you judge it on Anzac medals, which are the ultimate judge of a person,
I'm sorry,
I know-
Seedsman's on par with Mark McGough, and that's all I care about.
He's still better than Andrew Lovett.
Damien Cupido, ladies and gentlemen.
did he win an Anzac medal?
Yes, he did.
Oh, wow. There's been some fucking bolters on Anzac Day, haven't there?
Yeah.
They have.
Let's move on if we've got nothing else on Geelong and the Crows.
I did find it funny that all Geelong's best players were like fucking Stokes, Kelly, and Johnson. So, yeah, suck shit with your rebuild down the bottom of the ladder, Geelong. Especially without Dangerfield.
George Holland Smith will find a way.
Hey, at least they dominate Mad Monday.
Oh yeah, the only good thing he did this week was turn up as Alan DeGeneres.
That's not a Mad Monday. That's like
Oh, coming from the St Kilda support, it's not Mad Monday unless you light someone on fire.
it's not Mad Monday. Someone's on fire. There's a fucking stripper. Maybe some schoolgirls. I mean, just showing up in costume is just like
If you don't have a dildo hanging out of your dress, it's not Mad Monday.
it's slightly zany Monday.
Hey, they had a premiership winning culture with that kind of Mad Monday, so, you know,
Yeah,
I
but it's not any fun.
Props to Bartel and Selwood. They were funny.
that wasn't bad. And even the playing group thinks Dangerfield's going there with the guy dressed up in the Crows gear in the background.
Oh,
There
and
was-
a big lol at trade draft. Who started a thread on the Collingwood board because Lonergan dressed up as a Collingwood supporter. And he's like, he's my least favourite player now. And then everyone else was like, this is gold. It's really funny.
As I say, he did a pretty good missing teeth and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
was
he
pretty good.
Like, he looked exactly like the guy out of that I'm a Bloke
Yeah, I was about
song.
to say, he looked like Chris Franklin. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, if you had a packet of Winnie Blues hanging out of a flannel over the top of the Collingwood jumper, it would have been perfect. But trade draft, not happy. The thread is called Tom Lonergan, you idiot.
Let's go to, well, the Colas skied over Gold Coast.
Geez, I bet they wish they rest some players, though.
Yeah,
Mitchell and...
Kieran Jack. Kieran Jack
Jack.
won't play at the grand final, as if they're going to get there.
It's a shame this wasn't the week they dropped Mitchell. Don't they drop him every second week or something?
Yeah, but this was frustrating because I watched a quarter more of this game than I did because the Suns were close enough for a while till Charlie Dixon fucked up from 1 metre out for me to actually think, oh, maybe they could do a Brisbane. But no, they teased, which was annoying.
You wouldn't have been the only Richmond fan watching that game thinking there was a tiny bit of hope.
Well, I
that
didn't
you would
think there was when they kicked the first 5 goals. I fucked off for a quarter, and then I see the score and they're back to 15 points. I go, oh, hang on. And I watched the third quarter, and then they kicked away. I probably shouldn't have watched. That game trolled me.
You fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
I think it was Haduken when he said that he thought they were coming in.
Yeah, your fault,
Yeah,
mate.
it's my fault. I'll
I
wear
mean,
that.
Mitchell, I'm just going to say, Mitchell should
I
get the hell out of
jinxed top
Sydney.
4 Tigers.
Just Mitchell should get out of Sydney. He can get game time, more money at another
That
club.
guy deserves such a better club than he's at.
Yeah,
seriously.
but you'll probably end up at Carlton, so he won't get what he deserves.
I have heard strong rumours to that effect that the most likely destination is Carlton.
But the Swans can't trade. Let's move on. Well, North rested almost as many players as Freo, and that was an ugly game for the
Deeply
half, but
offensive.
they were in front at half time.
Yeah, bloody Majak had us in front for half the game.
I
How
didn't see-
concerning for Richmond, though.
We literally played Melbourne football for the whole game, 22 bruise-free players.
Richmond didn't give a shit.
I don't take a thing out of that game for either side.
I'd take more out of it for North because at least they showed some want.
Yeah, but that's because they had 12 guys playing for spots. Like, Kanye was trying to win his spot.
Their best players were Kanye and Majak. I mean,
It's a shame that they've all had to chip in this week to put him back together after he
Oh, I wasn't going to go there. Like,
couldn't put Kanye together.
injury
Really?
troll. You're gonna get fucking spanked tonight. No, I say that because
I'm picturing your Scott picture right now.
your boy toy kept making the fucking "that's a Paddlin" reference, so I'm just anticipating that he likes to go at you, you know, with a paddle.
What if it's the other way around?
Can I suggest you're overthinking that just a little bit?
You sound like Teach. Anything else out of that game? I'll tell you what shitted me. Okay, for whatever reason, the umpires were wearing blue this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was fucking
bad.
annoying.
Yeah, what was that
I
all
don't
about?
know, but they
It
shouldn't.
was a charity.
They shouldn't
It
have
was some
been
sort of
doing it
charity.
in the Richmond North game or the West Coast game or even the Suns game where they wore their clash strip that was white and, you know, large patch of blue. It's just like, it's probably happened in the Dogs game too, but like, what the...
What, did you find a clash with the umpires and the North players, did you?
It was enough to be iffy.
To be fair, with the fucking umpiring run that North usually get in their games, it's hard to tell the difference between North players and the
Yes.
umpires at the best of
Of course,
times.
Penal.
Anything else out of that game? Look, as I said, I don't take much out of that. We were soft and they were playing their twos.
It was a nothing game.
Oh, actually, I'd just like to say on that, Brad Scott, no, I will not apologise.
Oh,
to
fuck
you,
yeah.
Useless, spineless cunt. I am sick of your whining, bitching, moaning, campaigning, motherfucking piece of... Ugh. You're a waste of a human being. You were a shit player at Brisbane.
waste of a human
Your
being.
brother did all the good stuff and just no one could tell you were fucking apart. And just stop it. Retire.
Seriously, if you were
Please.
parents,
Stop it.
you'd be fucking disappointed. You raised two fucking bitches.
Is there like a third Scott twin who's actually a fucking
Suze.
decent human being? who's
I'm
not
going
a
to make
tiny
sure
cunt?
that Susie Olsen listens to this bit and she's going to write terrible things about you people.
But Brad Scott, yeah, wants an apology. Brad, you played a team who didn't give a shit and you still lost by 7 goals. Like, yeah, you didn't get any injuries.
Here's my
apart from
apology,
Kanye.
Brad. Turn it sideways, shove it up your ass, okay? The end.
You can rest the players. That is your right. It is the media's right to tell you you're being a prick for doing it.
Give me the Ross
Brad's-
Lyon
There were
approach
some
where he
circles
turns
that
around
were
and says,
suggesting that
"Who
he
the
was...
fuck
Yeah,
cares?"
Ross Lyon turns around and goes, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than this, even though I happen to be a boring coach.
Looks like
I'm
Brad
bigger
Scott's
than
had,
this,
like,
even though I happen to be 4 feet tall.
is that Clarkson?
No,
Talking about
Ross
Clarkson.
Lyon's pretty short as well.
No, if someone said that to Clarkson, he'd punch them. He's a bit in
Yeah.
the Scott camp.
No one
Punch
fucks with
him.
Clarkson.
And speaking of Clarkson, we'll go to Hawthorn, rolling Carlton. Look, this was just the formality of making sure Carlton retained the spoon, and they did, and it was glorious. Isaac Smith got injured, though, which is going to hurt you next week.
Well, that was really what my tears was about. It's a meaningless game that you hope to get through with no injuries, and there's
Although
nothing
Maston's
redeeming
not
about the
playing,
game. And yeah, but I would rather have both
Yeah.
sides.
I don't think
having
that's a fair
bit with-
swap.
You rate
Yeah.
Smith higher than Maston.
Well, I rate Smith more important to Hawthorn's fortunes than Maston's to West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Because Smith's their only outside runner playing well at the moment. They're going to need that at Subi.
Oh,
Well,
apparently,
I would've-
German
I
was
would've
going,
agreed.
oh, we're bringing Billy Hartung in, we'll be fine.
You're going to
I
need
would've-
Cyril to touch it more than 10 times.
I would have agreed with you 2 weeks ago, but it does look like Brad Hill's back in form after I called for him to be dropped. So he must have been
Carlton
listening to
form
me
line.
and just fucking.
It's encouraging.
It's amazing what a bacon here can do to a player's form.
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse Braden Maynard, brilliant.
We got really stuck into Tom Rockcliffe. He's having effective games.
Who would you like to play well next week? Jared Waite.
Hey, actually,
let's-
I will mention this. The thing I found funniest about North's resting of the players was Jared Waite getting rested. Because Jared Waite wasn't rested because he's an old cunt. Jared Waite was rested so he didn't hit someone. Okay, that's the sort of thing for Waite to do in a dead game for no reason. Hit someone across the head and get suspended.
Yeah, but he'll probably do it this week. No one.
Yeah, but the game matters. And if they lose it, it's irrelevant. But him
probably
getting
lose
suspended
anyway,
in a
but-
dead game is very, very Waite.
It is.
He hasn't
Classic.
done that as much this year.
Only because he got
He's
lucky
been a
on
bit-
that.
He's been a bit clumsy,
Yeah.
but not suspension worthy sort of.
Yeah, I think.
shit
Well, I
out
think
and
the
do it.
MRP have just wisened up to him. They've just gone, oh, clumsy. Wait, we'll give him a fine and move on.
He's got the clumsy card like Hodge has the good bloke card.
No, there was one
Fletcher
incident where I
he's
think
not a
he,
ridiculous
in the same week, I think Waite spoiled someone and punch them in the back of the head, and then Tippett did the same thing. Mind you, they're both fucking clumsy cunts, but Tippett
Yeah,
got a week in
that's
weight.
true.
They just said, oh yeah, it's weight, let him off.
So why does Waite, of all people, have the sympathy card with the MRP as opposed to...
Because they knock him down to careless every time because they go, oh, it's not reckless or intentional because he
So
can't.
it's a sympathy thing.
He's unco. He doesn't mean to hit
Because
them in the head. He
weight
just does.
is a giant
I don't-
dipstick.
It's not sympathy, it's just they can't grade it intentional because
Yeah.
how can you fucking say that Jared Waite meant to hit someone?
Jared Waite barely
doesn't.
means
It's
to do
fucking-
anything.
So if Jared Waite, Barry Hall, Brent Staker, he'd get off.
Well, that's
No,
an
because he'd
extreme
miss.
example.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wouldn't hit that
Yeah.
target.
He'd hit his teammate instead.
He would literally roundhouse Petrie to the head.
Go the full Satana.
Yeah.
Well, since we were talking about Hawthorn, I just want to spill some goo for Sammy Mitchell because he racked up another 3 votes, and I reckon he's... I don't know if he can pull it off. Pritis will be hard to beat in the Brownlow.
Pretty
Oh,
confident.
Sammy
Jesus
Mitchell.
Christ. If he wins it, I swear to God, if he wins it, I will put a hole through my computer. I'm telling you.
Mitchell will be in for another top 3
Bridesmaid.
finish.
It's bad
Bridesmaid for
enough
life.
we've given the most prestigious award of this competition to that fucking surfer-looking bloody stat merchant. The fact that he's had a better year and he's one of the favourites to win it again is just a joke. And he
Could
should
it be that the fact that he's an actual decent footballer who may not be getting the frees all the week, but he gets the 2s and 1s every week, and that's good. Consistency
He's a
with his
good,
work.
consistent footballer with a flaw.
He's a good,
This is the
he's a
flog
good
cast.
player.
What the fuck are you
Every
talking
team needs contested stat merchants. I'm not going to deny that, but he is not worthy of the competition's most prestigious award.
Then other people should be as consistent as him.
Listen to me. He
He gets-
averages 10 kicks a game. 10 kicks.
Yeah, but he's that good at handballing.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, he's not
Oh,
Diesel
come
Williams,
on.
but
Greg Williams.
Can't wait to see Rockcliffe win his Brownlow, you dickhead.
he's a shit Greg Williams. We can at least say that.
We all know that this is going to be the last Brownlow that's actually up for grabs for someone before Liam Shields begins his Brownlow assault next year and wins the
jeez.
next 5 in a
I-
row. So it may as well be Sam Mitchell just, pass the baton.
Let's move on, and we've been talking about Pritis, and we'll go to West Coast versus St Kilda. I'm amazed this actually got to 95 points. I looked at the score today. I didn't realise it got to that big.
We played fucking pathetic, but we mentally checked out 2 weeks ago, so...
But the umpires cost you the free kick count. Plugger blamed the umps.
How did
There's
you...
a fair bit of moral win
Oh,
there going.
Plugger was screaming moral win, 22 to 6.
To be fair, in that second quarter when it was like 2 goals the margin, the umpire was definitely affecting the result.
That is a direct
but I
Plugger
don't
quote.
think you can use that argument when the final margin's nearly 100 points. I think your team was just shit.
No, if you only kick 4 goals, you don't get to claim nothing.
You don't
Shit
even get to
game,
claim
but-
bravery.
No.
Josh
We-
Bruce kicked 50 goals, so there's a positive for the season. I mean,
Yeah.
Very big positive.
Josh Kennedy with a
No.
dodgy shoulder or elbow, whatever it is, has done really, really well this season.
Yeah, that's true. He's bravely shouldered the load for the X's and made sure they got a win.
I'm also claiming Flogstradamus, as I did say Kennedy will outscore St Kilda, and he nearly did. So I'm claiming a moral one.
Moral Flogstradamus to go at your moral win and your fucking moral premiership and everything.
Have you
I
ever
have
won
no
anything,
shame.
Cookie, ever?
I won the best smile competition.
Congratulations.
Did you say best smile or best style?
Smile. I don't think it's style.
Because I'm pretty sure I've got you covered for style, girlfriend.
Let's move on to the talking points, and we will begin with good bloke Luke Hodge.
Bloke,
Yes.
Good
What a
bloke.
bloke.
Good bloke.
good bloke.
Good
What a
bloke.
champion, yes. There was
Cheeky
someone in the
schooners,
All
nothing
Australian
like
thread on
that.
the main board saying, oh, because of this, he shouldn't be captain and all that. And I sarcastically said, nah, this only strengthens his cause to be captain for the All Australian side. And I got a few bites out of it, so that was funny. But yeah, there's been a lot of love for Hodgie over this sort of.
Only Cyril can do certain things on the field. Only Hodge could drink drive and become a better bloke doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, because he
He-
fronted up to
Mm.
every media outlet there was.
He
Oh,
copped his punishment of $5,000 to charity like a man.
And the
Yes.
suspend game that was already suspended.
That is
And he only
literally
got
the definition of bravery right there. Stop hanging shit on Hodge, you fuckwits.
Okay,
It takes a real man to do what he did. He's got big balls to do what he did.
Why was your captain drinking during the middle of the week? when
Yeah,
he should be
this is the
training,
bit that
getting
seems to
ready
hurt
for
everyone.
finals.
He's 2 weeks from finals and he's drinking 4 pots on a Thursday night. Well, 4 was what he said.
Yeah.
We know it was more than that.
The pictures, if you ever look at the picture from that night, they've all got whiskey and Campbell Brown's in the photo. It's like, what the fuck?
We all prepare for events in our life and big moments in different ways. And, sometimes if you want to calm the nerves associated with a difficult
Sometimes you want to grab it,
premiership
Drive
campaign,
home.
stick it.
you might want to
Or
have a
drive
few
home.
beers and then drive home.
He should have walked home, the cunt.
I bet he drove home proud, which is more than you can say for the Richmond Flogs, who are going to be driving home from their third straight elimination final loss next week.
Mate, he's such a good bloke. Like, I was driving today to work, and SEN were playing some ad, like September to Remember ad, about Luke Hodge. Surely he'd be dropping that shit. Like, it was so cringeworthy. Like, he's just been charged with drink driving, and they're pumping him up as the captain to lead them to back to back to back. Fucking hell.
It was a
He
gutless
is
decision. Look,
synonymous with
next
finals,
time
though.
Hawthorn tries to lecture someone on any social issue, I think we've got a right to say, really?
The family club is supporting behaviour that rips families apart.
Yeah, and that's not even getting into the
Alcoholism and drink
injunction.
driving.
The other thing, and like this isn't really a troll, but doing it 2 days before Cooper's funeral.
Yeah, that was like, that's not only poor
Yeah.
taste, but really disrespectful.
Inconsiderate. The club should suspend him for 4 weeks.
What a shit bloke.
No, he's a good bloke.
Yep.
All these things make him a better bloke. Cameron Link said so.
It makes him more relatable to the Bogans. That's all it does.
I did laugh at his greatest defender in the aftermath was Robbo.
Oh, of course it was.
As someone said, Robbo and blows that at 10 a.m. every morning.
Robbo has way more drink driving convictions than anyone knows about officially. It's like what was it, that that old at the bar column they
Yeah,
used
him
to
and
do?
John.
Him
And John Anderson took it too literally and crashed inside of a building.
literally crashed into a bar.
He crashed into the pizza shop.
I'll have a large
Um,
pepperoni.
He wasn't a good bloke like Hodge though, so he got stood down.
He asked for a margarita.
Give me something with an umbrella in it, counts.
Where's the salt? Where's the salt?
Anything else on Hodge? Do you still want to file those legal papers? You want to add to your...
Yeah, get
I
no
mean-
strategy on us, Penal.
Defamation.
You got an injunction ready to roll or
I
what?
mean, he's a good bloke. Leave him alone.
Let's go to, well, the sub rule's gone.
Yay.
Varley's
Yay.
green and red vest.
Brad Green's like, oh, I wish
I
I
was
was
gonna say.
playing.
Brad Green shattered that no other captain can wear it before it went.
Here's your ultimate trivia question on Footy Night. Who was the last person to ever put on the red vest in home and away?
Brody Grundy.
No, Elliot Kavanagh.
That's the only thing he will be remembered for after he gets delisted this year.
I expect he's gone. Yeah.
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 Maybe he should have gone to North.
Is it true that
might
his
be-
old
he
that his
might be
family
remembered
told
somehow.
North that they didn't want him to pick him
Yeah,
up?
his dad said he's not playing for you. He's playing for Essendon.
His dad did the dog or something.
Yeah, the irony's not lost there, considering that he said that he went to Essendon and then got injected with something that he doesn't even know, and he turned into a spud footballer.
If the sub rule being kicked, you know how both teams have like one key forward, one second rock key forward shit?
Yeah, it's going to change that dynamic.
Would that go back to 2 key forwards and 2 rocks now, or will it remain the same?
I'm hearing 2 rucks is more likely to get a run.
It really depends because the interchange has been slashed down to 90 a game.
It depends on the fitness of your ruckman, I guess.
Yeah,
It's why Essendon is seriously now considering retaining McKernan because his fitness is still pretty good.
he's had a pretty good year, and he could probably play either one of those roles: second ruck, second foot.
He was Essendon's pleasant surprise for the year.
He's been
Most-
serviceable. Like,
Yeah.
he will play games next year. Like,
He would be very stiff not to get an actual contract from Essendon next year.
Oh, we'll list him next year, I'm positive.
How come you guys signed up Bell Chambers for another couple more years?
Well, because Bell Chambers is okay when he's not injured.
He's been woeful this year.
He got dropped
Yeah, but he's
before he
been
got
injured all year. He's had like foot injuries throughout the whole year. And Giles just didn't work out at all for whatever reason. And McKernan actually was the surprise packet that stood up and, he had a couple of dud games, but he had a couple of good games. So,
He certainly showed more at you than he ever did in 5 years at Adelaide.
oh, yeah.
Can't be a
absolutely.
long-term solution. No, you need someone more than 100.
That's why they're chasing Leuenberger or
centimetre.
Cruiser. I can't wait till Carlton go full Dodoro over everyone they've got.
Oh.
Yaron's not been playing, but he's worth first round.
I'm advocating
we
get
want 2
Carlisle
first-round
to-
picks for Henderson.
to the Suns. Do anything to make sure all these Carlton dickheads going, oh, we'll just take him, pick one in the PSD, we'll be fine. Yeah. It's like, no, fuck you, Carlton wankers.
I really hope that other clubs realise what Carlton are trying to do with Cruiser, and they're offered just under. And because they want a 4-year deal, and Carlton, apparently the rumour is Carlton won't give him any more than 2. If one of these clubs gives him 4 years at just under the price to trigger the compo, and Carlton have to go, oh, do we want it out of spite, take the 4 years, or do we want it the second round compo?
Do a stare down.
I reckon Carlton blink in that situation.
And Ruckman don't get paid that much compared to midfielders.
No, well, an injury-prone ruckman, you'd have to be stupid to pay over 400.
You wouldn't
for
give him,
Cruiser.
you wouldn't give him 450 or something like that.
Anything else on the sub rule?
Bye.
I'm gonna miss the trolls.
See you
from it.
later. Don't come back.
Ben Kennedy likes this. Never going to get a game now, poor bastard.
Super coach players like this, I guess.
The grand final entertainment's been announced, and well, the Canadian government owe the AFL an apology for Brian Adams because, yeah, that's who we've got.
98
want
called. No one
more
there is back.
money.
The Canadian government has apologized many times for Brian Adams. The Air Pilots should be proud to have such a fine Canadian citizen.
Quiffed in your face.
I'm not your guy, eh?
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
Not your friend, pal.
I'm not your pal, buddy. But no, we've got him. We've got Chris Isaac, who's clearly there because he's on Seven's latest Aaron Stalker show. Aaron Bates show.
Well, here's the errant song.
No, seriously, who the fuck is Chris Isaac?
He has like one famous song, I think. It's.
I thought he's got two.
Yeah, he's creepy, like.
Was he one of those X Factor fuckets?
And the other one is Ellie Goulding, whoever she is.
I only know her as the chick that sings "Touch Me Like You Do," touch me like you do. Which, you know, there'll be a bit more Aaron baiting going on, I guess.
Haduken, you noticed something interesting about the choice of her.
Oh, yeah, Gillen's kids picked her.
Yeah, Gillen's daughters.
So they potentially could have the Wiggles going hot potato, hot potato.
Well, no, because Gillen's daughters are fucking Hamish's nieces, so I'm betting Hamish has got in their ears, and it's actually Hamish that sort of indirectly picked out Ellie Goulding.
Oh, he's just said, pick Ellie Goulding or I'll run over your dog.
Hamish is probably trying to get her on there so he can flirt with her in some awkward, sleazy way like he does with the female tennis players at Australian Open time.
Her face looks kind of like a shoe. They should have picked fucking Daryl Braithwaite.
Sing horses. Fuck. Why don't they just get good to do it?
Horse. Yeah.
Just fucking get Mike Brady in the guitar singing off that Kazali while everyone's drunk.
Bring back Angry Anderson.
Bound for glory. You know we're bound for glory. I loved that song. I was like 8.
The best grand final entertainment they've ever had, and they'll never be able to top it. It was Lionel Richie.
Lionel, all night long.
Has it been announced who's singing the national anthem?
It's got to be Julie Anthony. I don't care if she's dead. Dig her up.
Nothing else on that. I've no idea who's singing it, but yeah.
All they need to do is get bloody Hunters and Collectors Holy Grail. That's all they need to do. Just play it every.
Why not? Same songs every year.
Yeah, same thing. Doesn't change. Fuck it.
We do pick some strange acts, like they go for the has-beens and the not yets or never wases.
There will be no left shark this time around.
No left shark.
The one thing that used to shit me about
I watched
pre-match
that live.
entertainment.
That thing was amazing with the giant tiger and stuff. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
The thing about Katy Perry, though, even if you could afford it, you could never have that show whilst it's during the day because you're actually talking about acts that do more than actually sing. They actually have the light show, all the other bullshit that goes with it, which personally I don't care too much for. But if you're going to do it, obviously that's why they want a night grand final.
Well, since
they did it-
fucking
they did it
Gillen wants
well
a
enough.
night grand final anyway, it's going to happen. And that's probably one of the reasons why, because they want to get those sorts of acts in and get rid of this embarrassing Chris Isaac shit.
Again, it's still what they said though. Lionel Richie was planned in like a week, and that was the best show. I mean, just fucking roll with it.
Let's go to the questions, and we have just the two. First one's from Porked, and it is, can you make a BLT sandwich out of Carlton's list where bacon is the meat and most important players on the list, lettuce, the stocking fillers, and tomato add a bit to the side where not too much spoils the sandwich? Who wants to have a crack at this?
I shall have a crack. Alright, let's start out. Carlton surprisingly do have some bacon. It's incredibly shit bacon, but they still have Gibbs and Cripps and Menzel. 3 slices of average bacon. They have some moldy as fuck bread, some useless tomatoes, and some lettuce that is about as weak as their players.
It's also worth noting you
Mark
can't
Murphy.
put sausages in a burger.
They also have some bland fucking mayo that tastes like fucking coarse cum or something.
Can we all agree that fucking avocado sucks?
Yes.
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 Mark
Yes,
Murphy.
alright. So, yeah, Carlton is mostly avocado.
Mark Murphy.
I'm going to say there is no BLT. There is just a whole bunch of chips.
No, I
Mark
could make
Murphy.
I could make a
That-
decent dish out of it.
That's Geelong. That's Tom Hawkins.
Hey, one of us had the cooking show on the bay, and that's me. So
And as executive producer, I
Oh,
will go
fucking
with
look at
Tom,
the power struggle.
Tom Bell Peppers. I'll put him on my thing with a slice of Matthew Dick. And on some Mark Wiley bread.
Cool.
Whole grain, Holman.
Carlton literally have a player on their list called Dylan Viojo Rainbow. What type of fruit or vegetable is he?
Skittles.
Did he
Taste the
actually
rainbow.
If we're talking like sandwich condiments, like what would Robbie Warnock be?
peanut butter?
Because he sticks to the one spot and doesn't move.
Yeah.
Would Cameron
Sticky.
would be a really disappointing slice of ham?
No, let's
No.
be realistic. He'd just be a potato on a sandwich sandwich, which has no place. Like, he has no place in the fucking AFL competition.
People have chip sandwiches though, and they're fucking
Oh,
awesome.
they are delicious.
This one's from Yadaki, I believe. He would like each panel member to pick a flag winner from here on in, unless anyone had anything else on Carlton.
Yadaki, you said, Penal, there's no need to answer this one. The goo has blinded your thinking process. Well, get stuffed. I'm tipping West Coast because it would be a massive choke if they were lose the flag for this. There's no goo blinding my sight at this point. It's rare, I know, but you know, I'm thinking with my brain and not my dick. And it's saying West
No
Coast.
goo blinding your sight because you're fucking gargling it.
I actually think West Coast as well.
I'm going to go with my prediction that I made in round 2.
No,
The
Hadoop,
dogs,
don't do it.
the puppies.
Do it.
No, it's gonna be Hawthorn. I mean, they have the best list. They have the best defense. Their midfielders are getting into form in
captain's
this
good
moment.
bloke.
Greatest choke of all time.
Provided they don't
Greatest
snipe,
choke of all time.
their forward
Provided
line.
don't snipe. Bomb bomb.
Their forward line stands up when it counts. I mean, Sydney is Buddy Franklin and fucking Josh Kennedy and Hanbury. Freo is useless shit trucks and fuck off Jose, your team's fucking crap. And West Coast, their injury list will expand to such an extent that they'll need their own fucking hospital wing.
I'm going with North.
Oh.
Maybe later.
Glug, glug, glug.
I can't wait.
That's a Paddlin.
And I think Dan's the only one left.
Yeah, what's this about? Sorry, I was sort of...
Who's going to win the flag?
new tip, North Morgs. Hawthorn.
This week on Bay. Thread of the week. I think we had a few. I thought the X's thread. It was the coronation of the X's thread this week.
It's got to be Waverley. I mean, that thread about Melbourne supporters.
No.
It was the best thread of the week.
I'm going to play teach here and say, no, get fucked. He's a fucking idiot. Fuck off, Waverley.
I'll claim that to be Fred of the Week when Waverley can explain why Hawthorn got like 10,000 people in 2004.
More than 8.
We'll have to actually invite him on
No,
here
no,
to actually
no,
rebut
no.
that argument.
No.
But Teach just won't let...
No, Teach isn't alone there.
Teach doesn't want to share you with anyone. That's what it is. I have a nomination. I would like to nominate the Jared Hayden thread NFL board. Seriously, if you've got a spare 10 hours, you are bored, go and laugh at that. I have nothing to contribute. I have no idea at all, but it is hilarious.
It's fantastic.
It just keeps on giving.
It is the most curious shit fight ever, but it is so compelling.
I've also got a question. If Teach got on the Hayne train, do you think he could crash it?
I think he could. I think he'd get cut next week.
I think we should get Teach on the Hayne train and just
The
see.
Hayne train's on the 49ers wagon. I'm a Bengals fan. They can fuck off anyway. So, yeah.
Alright, so get Teach on the Hayne train and then see how many lols you can get out of that thread.
That thread, it says so much about the NRL's inferiority complex.
You know what I think it says? I think it says that you NFL supporters, just a bunch of hipsters, want to be different.
You sound like an NRL flog calling us fucking hipster.
Oh God, their comebacks are fucking pathetic.
Start calling us Gronks. Go on.
NFL isn't even a sport. It's a fucking circus.
Well, it's a giant commercial, really, and occasionally a football game breaks out.
But there is the NRL inferiority complex where they're sick of being second best of the football codes over here. So they're trying to bump themselves up because Haynes doing something in the preseason where really it's a niche role, but hey, he's dominating the great athletes over there.
Well, it's
And
just
it's not
the
just a
step.
punter.
It's a sidestep. He's got a brilliant sidestep.
Yeah, they've never seen before.
You see these huge lumbering defensive tackles going, whoa. Yeah, where small man go. Yeah.
That being said, Hayne is doing some rather simple shit.
He is doing some
Yeah,
really
I know.
simple shit, but it's getting talked about like he's a fucking world beater. And there's one side of the argument that really hates that he's being talked up this way, and there's another side of the argument that's chugging all the goo, and it's very entertaining.
Did
So
you go
does this
see
mean I shouldn't tell everyone that I got a Hayne top with the number 38 on the back?
Oh,
bandwagon?
That is worse than getting a Power Ranger Guernsey.
I'm
That's-
joking,
that's-
you fucker.
Worse than getting a Kanye Turner badge.
Hey, I was donating to your club. I'm great.
Yes, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Six.
She was
$6.
keeping them financially solvent because
They
they're a
charged you
fucking
$6 for a
tin pot
badge.
Yeah, and I paid it for you people as
Oh,
well.
thank you. When you put it,
Yeah,
you
I
put
got
it
a
that
badge. It's a commemorative figure because the cunt's dead.
way. Jesus Christ.
That is literally a paddling right there.
Oh.
So we all agree that thread of the week was
Yeah,
Waverly, right?
don't ask.
No.
me.
No.
I
Sorry,
haven't,
what else did we have?
I haven't had
actually-
any internet for like the last 2 weeks, so I don't know what's going on. So-
Cooksen's thread was all right, actually.
I liked yours as well, and Carlton Spoon.
Dan nominated my Bulldogs thread. That's what he just said into
Yes.
the stock.
No, I think we should just have a split. In terms of Bay thread, it's clearly Dex's. In general, real fucking good lols goes to read the Hain thread.
Because teacher's not here, we can give it to the general thread. Non-Bay thread wins.
Oh, I was for the X's, but if the Hain train's rolling through here too,
Yeah.
Get
I
on
got
board
that
the
one.
plane, boys.
Enjoy
Fucking-
it while it lasts. I reckon by about round 4 he'll be dropped out of the
Yep.
starting lineup, and that'll be that.
but that's when it's really going to start to get funny.
True. So
What-
these.
what-
So, I'm a 49ers fan. It's like, really?
Poor Waverly
Tell-
is more
tell
robbed
me the
than
name
we
of
were in
another
2012
player.
when we had to kick against the wind for 3/4.
Anyway, speaking of Waverley, we are up to Flog of the Week time.
Divvy, Blues.
Black flag.
Black Flag's back, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
And immediately threatened to leave and never post again. And I posted him with "fuck off, Welcher," and he replied. It's like, oh fuck, this is my last post, you know.
Yeah, I think he deserves the badge on this one because he said he'd be fucking off from the Bay.
I'm going to give it to Divvy Blues.
Divvy Blues is a try-hard flog. I mean,
He's
on the
trying way
bullshit.
too hard, and now he's signing off with Divvy Blues Peace or something.
He's a fucking goose. He just wants to take the side of.
He wants attention.
Oh,
He really
that's-
wants attention. He's starting to get the
And-
Jasny treatment. Every time I see him attention whore, I boot him from a thread now.
He should be booted
Yeah,
from like
so-
everywhere. I'm so sick of seeing him comment just to try and agitate people. Like, fuck off, idiot. Especially when he's not even on the bay. No one cares about your opinion. Shut up.
Yeah, so Divvy Blues, eat shit, you fucking dick monster. I hate you so much that I can't even pee standing up anymore.
Oh, that'll do. And last week's poll, Essendon's next captain, 7.1% said Dyson Heppel, 7.1% said Michael Hurley,
Hepsy, he's a good bloke, mate. Hepsy's a great bloke. He's a cracker.
Does he have Hep C from the knee? Is that what you just said?
No, I said
He's a
Hepsy.
good bloke.
He's not
He's
as
a
good as
bloke.
Focus Hodge.
Yeah, no one's as good bloke as Hodge.
Oh, he's pretty bloody close.
7.1% said they'd like Melksham to bring the boys to the yard.
Eagle
And
likes this.
78.6% said Essendon's next captain should be Jack Watts.
Make
Mullen
it happen,
wants me.
Dodoro.
Dear Bay, fuck you, dog. No, actually, our next captain is probably going to be Hooker.
Oh, so
Well, that's, again, little whispers that I hear. And, leads to the front, likes to kick a goal, especially against Hawthorn.
let's go next week. And we'll begin with Friday night, probably the match of the weekend. The Eagles versus Hawthorn over in Subiaco.
Eagles by 12.
Eagles for mine.
Eagles
Too
by
good.
24.
It would be such a massive choke if the Eagles didn't win this. They have the dream run. through
Oh, sorry,
December.
Eagles by 12 and plus 27 in the free kick count.
Yeah, and
Good bloke,
Hawthorn
Hodgie,
will
to actually
take
pop
off this.
Nah, they won't get a positive free kick count because they are playing Hawthorn, and I bet you Stevic's doing this game, so that should cancel out any home ground advantage West Coast get from the umpires.
That's a big advantage to cancel out.
West Coast.
so West Coast, I mean, obviously they're fucking the better team. It would be a massive choke if they lost.
Penal, can you say that again without the quiver in your lower lip?
Yeah, I heard a giggle at the end of it.
There's a little
Yeah.
little tremble there, a little bit of fear, just a little
Oh, there's no fear. I mean, we've got nothing to lose. We're the greatest
Oh,
side of the modern
fuck.
era already.
Spare us the modesty
Anything-
bullshit. You know you're
Anything
going to
else
win
is
this
just a
game.
bonus.
Okay, what's the
Hawthorn
modern
will
era
win
then?
this
Let's hear.
easily.
I don't know, 2008 to now.
bit. Yeah, how'd 2009 go?
Fuck, we're going to win. We're going to smash them by 10 goals.
Has everyone tipped? Did I hear Dan tip?
I think this is the easiest game to pick. I think Hawthorn will do it easily.
I mean, is McGovern or any key
Govern's playing, I
defenders
believe.
back?
Maston's
McGovern's
out. If he had
playing
got a
injured.
longer suspension, he wouldn't have got injured. How's that?
I actually didn't think of the Maston Karma thing until Bender pointed it out, so thanks, Bender.
Puffs versus Colas is the next game. Colas cooked straight sets.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going for Sydney.
Australia to lose.
Yeah, no Jack, no Parker, Dockers.
Franklin's
Bye.
got a bad back, so
From carrying them.
can't expect it out of him. Yeah.
You'd Freo to win just, but this game will be fucking appalling.
Yeah, for a
Freo.
final, this will be the worst spectacle.
Mm.
Freo to win by 5 points, probably 20 to 15 or something like that.
And fuck off, Jose.
Sydney. Just because I don't want Freo to win anymore. I had enough of them.
Oh, good. Let them win. Let them get their hopes up. It'll make it all the funnier when they lose their derby prelim.
I don't find them losing funny. I just find them playing boring. Just get out of the final.
Go away, Fremantle.
But Fremantle losing to Sydney would be boring. Fremantle losing to an attacking side in the grand final or prelim
No,
final.
because then
so
they'd
West
ruin
Coast or
another grand
Hawthorn
final.
No,
would be
Fremantle's
exciting.
boring.
No, it would be exciting because fucking we'd put 25
2013 was
past
not
them.
an exciting game.
No,
it
I
was
know, but we're a lot better now than we were in 2013.
Oh, if it's your team, of course it's exciting. My team's not playing, so get out. Fucking
No, but we'd put 25 goals past
Oh,
them.
get your hand off it.
The hand is never off it.
Bulldogs versus Crows. Let's ask Morgs first.
Oh, where's it being played?
That was Teach-esque crazy laugh.
To be fair, the where's it being played thing trolls Adelaide as much as it trolls the Dogs because Adelaide could have had a home final.
I will go with Adelaide. They'll be shocked to be playing there, and for Bulldogs to finally take their last gasp breath and drown in the fucking bathwater.
Dogs will win. Crows would have only beaten Richmond, so Dogs will win.
I'm
I
back
think-
in Crows.
I think the dogs will do it.
Drink up, people. The bath water will be delicious this week. Dogs.
I think Crows are going to win this. I mean, the Doggies' football is attacking and fucking... You stop their halfback flankers, you will stop them, and Adelaide will stop them.
Jake Stringer will win a Brownlow one day, but
Stop chugging their goo, Haduken. What's gotten to you?
I've told you, I've not changed. I've just said at the start of the year, they're the 93 Bombers. They're doing it again. And it's going to happen again.
Oh, I can't
And-
wait until they become the 2012 Bombs.
Adelaide's defence is not good enough to stop the Dogs. They put 20 goals past them earlier in the year at Etihad. I know it's at the MCG this time around, but I still think the Dogs are going to kick too big of a score.
I think the whole MCG versus Etihad thing is so overblown anyway.
So do I. But the Dogs have made it a thing by crying about it.
You got to go with the more experienced
I mean,
team.
did we not used to play VFL on 20 different ovals and no one gave a shit?
Yeah, they watered down the Rabin and you just dealt with it.
Swamp.
To go from dry all the time to go into rain, and Etihad teams fall to a sack of shit when it rains at that time.
Now, if there's that Brad Scott whinges and cries and screams like the pathetic little pissy princess, the pustulant jellyfish, the spineless fucking moron.
You better
I
apologize.
hate Brad Scott. You
Really?
pathetic
Apologise.
little girl.
Apologize.
Say you're sorry.
Apologize. Kiss it.
Never. Not to Brad Scott. No.
Dan, I think's the only one I didn't hear tip.
Crows.
All right, Richmond versus North.
Honestly, this is the hardest one to tip.
Not even.
I'm going Richmond. Richmond's better defending and better midfield. If Delito gets over 25 disposals, usually Richmond win a game.
Is anyone injured at Richmond or?
Hampson.
No,
Oh, okay, Richmond to win.
no one injured.
If Richmond smash North, Brad Scott will get sacked.
Oh yeah, if we smash them after
Fuck off,
after
Brad.
the resting and everything, Brad will get sacked. Yes.
But
He's on fuck all with that club in about a few years, apart from one fluke
Playing
prelim.
against
Apart from that,
concerning
it's
cats.
disappointment.
here's the counter argument: if North
I-
win, which
yeah.
I think they will, does Hardwick get sacked?
I hope so.
I reckon
Whoever
yes.
loses, if they get flogged, they deserve to be sacked because
This is the
they have
battle
not
of
delivered.
the
Someone's
coach's
getting
job
sacked.
battle.
Yep.
Someone's getting sacked.
Imagine if that happened. It's like the coach has to come out to the middle of
Get
the
his head
oval
cut off,
and
Game
cop
of
a-
Thrones style. Dead
yeah,
Stark.
and gets burnt alive or something. Yeah.
He
Oh,
just has to
it's
give himself an uppercut in front of everyone at the
some
MCG.
kind of Hunger Games thing. They shoot
Yeah.
them in the middle of the ground, or make them eat the beads. And something.
Hamish run him over.
As soon as they
Get
don't-
sent to
so-
Coach Carlton as punishment.
No, that's not fair.
You wouldn't wish that on anybody. Come
No.
on. That's...
You'd kill him before you made him do that.
You have to have a 1 hour interview with Ruzi.
Was it-
Well, the good thing about Brendan Bolton's Carlton contract is he can just coach Carlton for about 2 weeks until he gets hired by whoever loses this game. So yeah, welcome to Richmond, Brendan Bolton.
North will
The
win by 5
nitrous
goals.
gnome,
There is only one way we lose this game, and that is if we Richmond it.
which is
Sorry.
Which is possible.
Which is, I
but
just
that
say,
is the only way
being
we lose.
Richmond,
'Cause we
that's
are
a
a
real
better side
risk.
than them. If the mental demons are gone and don't appear, we win this game. There will be no brave loss.
Which way are you going to kick? With the wind or?
Oh, I should play it anyhow.
Well, you should have cracked the shits about it.
Well, that's the only reason Richmond beat North last week because that game was at Etihad. Cochrane couldn't fuck up the toss.
Well, as I said, if we don't Richmond it, we win.
They should send DeLeo to do the coin toss just in case.
They could send almost anyone.
Just
But seriously, I think if DeLeo plays well, Richmond are a real chance to beat North. But hopefully
I
that
mean-
doesn't happen, and North get a win.
I think the North resting the senior players will play a part in a relatively close game. So I'm thinking North by a goal, maybe 2 goals.
This was the forecast for the first week of finals. Starburns joined by Dan,
Yeah.
Cooksen,
see ya.
Haduken,
Cheerio, Western Bulldogs all the way.
Morgs,
Go North.
and Penal.
Go Eagles!
Cookie.
Nakameen. That's how you say goodbye in Finnish.
What the?
Thanks to Teach for making a brief appearance, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.